Hey, welcome to Beers, Jack of Barbecue. Check out the rack of pork we did on the SNS Kettle. Hey, I'm Craig, the man behind the camera's Jack. Today we got the SNS Kettle fired up, got the Slow N Sear, and actually haven't had it in for a little while. I've been using the plancha for a bunch of different cooks to experiment with. But today we're doing a rack of pork. Not the best of weather days. You can see behind me raining pretty hard. Just hope for no storms. Actually had these racks of pork back in November to plan a shoot, and we had some weather issues and then some COVID things, so we never got it. So here we are, springtime finally, getting the rack of pork shot. So can't wait to do it. I'm gonna run the grill, of course, indirect with the Slow N Sear in there. I have it running 300, 325 area. Just gonna let it sit on there until probably reaches 89 degrees. Flip it until about 130, then probably flip it back and let it finish off to a 145, 148 is what I like to go to with these. So we hit it up with some Hickory BBQ grilling rub. This stuff smells fantastic, so I can't wait to taste it. As you can see, I coated it pretty good already, and just gonna let that, as I said, ride for the cook, and we'll see you on the grill. All right, grill's running right now around 350, and I just closed down the main bottom vent and just had the smoke hole open right now with the top vent wide open. So we're just gonna let that ride, see how that holds temperature. And like I said, we'll bring you back when we get, like I said, 80, 90 degrees. All right, so we about 86, 87 degrees when I looked about it. Ooh, that looks nice, wow. All right, so like I said, I'm just gonna kind of turn it. Boy, does that look good though. The bottom's looking nice. Gonna let that ride till probably about 130 degrees, and then I'll bring it back and we'll just let it finish to 145. But boy, it's really looking nice. Grill's running right around 300, so right where I want it. Smoke hole open. Close the vent just a little bit on top because it was just still running a little high, and that's with a full Slow N Sear basket. With the smoke hole runs a little above 300. So looking forward to seeing this to the next step. All right, so we hit about 135 with this one. Wow, that looks perfect. So I'm just gonna flip it, actually do it this way. And we're just gonna let that hang out till it hits 145, then I'll start probing it because I'll probably find some spots that are a little bit lower. And then we'll be done almost, so bring it back shortly. All right, so we just hit 145. Like I said, I wanna check some spots, figuring I'll find some that are probably underneath a little bit. Let's ride at 140. That's up there more. All right, so I'm gonna let this roll another 2 degrees. I'm gonna pull it because while it rests, it'll climb to the 145. All right, so it rose those couple degrees. I'm gonna pull it off. We're gonna cover it up and we're gonna let it rest for about 15, 20 minutes. Looks perfect though. Can't wait to cut into that thing. We'll show you on the cutting board. As always, cheers. All right, here we are, end of the cook. Slow N Sear kettle, rack of pork, and we covered it with Hickory BBQ grilling rub. Let me stop my timer, sorry. Had the grill running like 300, 325, put it on. Of course, the indirect side had the meter there. When it got to about 85, we turned it to promote some even cooking. When it got to about 135, turned it back over, kind of rotated again, just to try to continue to cook as even as we can. Got to 145, checked some spots. It was about 140, we left it on for like 2 more degrees, let it rest. Resting it took it past where we need to be, which is fine, because this thing's gonna be juicy. Even though it got to like 147, it's gonna be fine. And higher spots, these things are great. It's one of my, like I said, probably my favorite thing of pork to cook. So let's take a slice off the end here so I can take a taste. Got to find the right knuckle there to go through. If you can see that. And I'll take a little piece off the side here for a taste. It's a really nicely cooked. That rub's a nice tasting rub. I could really get a good hit of that. Plus, of course, I had the outside edge, which had more of it on. But boy, came through just an extra flavor, which is really nice. So this is going to be a good one. It's going to be a good dinner. Actually, leftovers, I cut them into slices like this, vacuum seal them, they go in the freezer, and we pull these out. I normally do about 8 of these a year and have them for leftovers throughout the year as long as we can. But this is going to be the last one I think that I have. So got to make this last, because I only see these around the Thanksgiving holidays when I start to see these. So hopefully, like what you're seeing, subscribe to the channel, click the like notifications, and we'll see you next time.